The cranes left in late September this year when it started to get a bit cooler. There are still birds around, of course, and I could see them jumping around in the garden and in the raised beds. So I decided it was time to get some bird feed. And I get seeds and grain from a supplier that is about 50 to 60 kilometers away from home. So I buy a lot at the same time. I usually buy crushed sunflower seeds, peanuts, and mixed grain. And I buy them in 25 kilo bags. So I have lots at one time to use for maybe a couple of months. I store the bags indoors to make sure that there's no animal that gets to them. I used to keep them in the cellar, but we do get mice down there now and again, so I just want to make extra sure that the bags are intact. One of the reasons that I buy from this supplier is that the products are ecological, and I do appreciate that, and I hope the birds do as well. You can buy bags of already mixed grains and seeds, but I do my own mix, and I take 3 units of this mixed grain and 1 unit of chopped sunflower seeds. And this ratio I change over the winter, so when it's really, really cold, I put 2 units of sunflower seeds in the mix, maybe even 3, so 50-50. There are 3 reasons to why I buy the chopped sunflower seeds. It's cheaper, and as far as I understand, there are more birds that can eat the chopped ones, and also I get more sunflower seeds in a bag of 25 kilos. I have 4 different places in the garden where I feed the birds, and this is one of them, a rather small bird feeder. There are bigger ones of this type, and I would really love to get that, but this one is still working, so there's no point in changing it. Only problem is that when it's really windy, the roof sort of blows off, so I had to put some string around it to keep it in place. There was a marsh tit singing in the tree, but I couldn't see it with the camera. This is another type of bird feeder which is quite good, bit tricky to fill up. And this is because of the construction of this bird feeder, but it works great for the birds, of course. This bird feeder I got a few years back. It looks very nice, beautiful actually, but it's not that great as a bird feeder, and I can see that the birds prefer or seem to prefer the other bird feeders in the garden. This 4th bird feeder is quite a big one in metal, and that's good. I can fill it up and don't have to refill it that often. But the drawback is that it's hanging on a hook, and sometimes it's really windy in our garden, so it's fallen off this hook a few times, and it looks a bit warped at the moment, actually. Again, the birds don't seem to mind, and they use this quite frequently. I also give the birds peanuts, and I use the same type of container also in the 4 different places where I put the bird seeds. We have one place in the garden where the bird can drink water or bathe, and I can watch them from the kitchen window, so I know they use it. I usually refill it when I can see that the water is low. It sometimes refills by rain, of course. When I do refill it with fresh water, I usually do 2 cans to get rid of the leaves that sort of falls into the water. The bird feeders with grains and seeds and peanuts are fine, but I'm quite often reminded of the fact that there seems to be quite a lot to eat in our garden as well, especially here in the raised beds. The Eurasian tree sparrow seems to love the broad beans for some reason.